course, he's also a youngster, so step by step, we cannot expect him
एक cover
to
दो,
arrive
एक
here.
Plus, I mean, he's competing for the same place as Leo Messi. It's not going to be the easiest for the young kid.
But he actually also debuted for the Portuguese
Oh,
national
yeah.
team
Yeah,
this
that's
this
right.
international break. So, I mean, we're talking about an interesting player.
Yeah.
That I think that he can be important part of the future also in the club. Lots of players in midfield and up front, Diego. I think it's going to be really difficult for Koeman to pick the starting 11 because also Coutinho. We can also
Of course, Coutinho is
about
back
a
as
new
well.
signing
Yeah.
because after the year in Bayern Munich, he actually won the Champions League.
Won the Champions League, of course. Faced his old side in that, let's say, forgettable match for us. But
he's a star, Coutinho. And he's back here in Barcelona. So lots of players up front. I don't know, probably at the back we still need some signing, one centre back or something. But yeah, fantastic players and a great squad, Barcelona, for this 2021 campaign.
And what about, I mean, going back to Francisco Trincao, I don't know about you, but it reminded me, his breakthrough reminded me a little bit of that of Joao Felix as well. Somebody who came, in the case of Trincao, from the Braga youth team, won, of course, the Euro Cup with the U19s of Portugal, and ever since then his career's just been on a steady progress. And like you said, almost came out of nowhere, this signing, and ever since then he's blasted his way onto the big stage, really.
Yeah, in Portugal they are working really well. They are bringing now really good young players. I mean, if you see the lineup of Portugal these days in the international break, of course they are one of the favorites to win everything in Europe and also in the World Cup in 2022. So yeah, I think it's interesting to see this young talent, and I like this comparison with Joao Felix. I think, of course, Joao Felix is also a young player, but no doubts that Trincao will have an eye on him and his way, because he arrived last season as a big star to Atletico de Madrid. A different role. I mean, Joao Felix arrived to substitute Griezmann.
Yeah.
So of course a lot of pressure for him. I think the good thing here for Trincao, he doesn't have this big pressure because he's still young.
Yeah.
So he can show his talent and feel confident, because no one is going to be there expecting him the best, because he just arrived and he's young.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And again, you will be able to see Trincao in action in most likely the second half. I agree with Bruno. Right here on Barca TV Plus, where we're going to be showing the match live. Bruno, next question for you. We're seeing the man right there, Leo Messi. Let's address the elephant in the room. Some things happened. At the end of it all, he's stained. He's right there. He's smiling. He's warming up. He said he's committed to the club this season. What do you think we can expect from Messi?
He said it and he showed it, because after everything was solved, he has been training in his days off this week. He has been arriving always the first in the training session.
Absolutely.
And today has been confirmed again. He will be, of course, the captain of Barcelona
as well
in the 2021 season. Same captains are Messi, Piqué, Busquets, and Sergio Roberto. And today he's in the starting 11. So I think there's no doubts about Leo Messi. First week training, he will start this friendly, and of course for Koeman, he said it in the pre-match interview. It's fantastic to have Leo Messi in the squad, no doubts, and he has to be the player leading this new project. Now he's leaving the pitch, of course. Warming up is finished, and well, few minutes remaining to see the debut of Koeman, the debut of lots of signings.
It's going to be exciting.
Really exciting, yeah.
Absolutely. In this beautiful stadium that is the Estadio de Johan Cruyff, the stadium dedicated to the Barca and Ajax legend, of course. Johan Cruyff, such a figure, such an important figure for this club. As well, the players are now back in the dressing room, so shortly kickoff will be taking place.
And yeah, we're gonna see now really interesting images, because this is the shirt that Barcelona will use today, of course, with the colors of La Señera, the flag of Catalonia, and Barca TV Plus there, of course, there in the left part of the shirt.
Of the sleeve, yeah.
We will enjoy, of course, all pre-season live here on Barca TV Plus, and well, nice shirt, no, Diego, to play today.
A beautiful shirt for a great occasion, and again, I'm just so happy we're going to be able to see them the match, and the viewers will be able to see the match as well, live and exclusive on Barca TV Plus. Because again, we read your comments and we feel your frustration.
All our viewers deserve, I think, of course, to see the game here. So now, if they are on YouTube now and they are not subscribed yet to Barca TV Plus, go quickly, subscribe. It's really easy to do it, and enjoy, of course, the first game of Ronald Koeman era, and you will enjoy the rest of the preseason games and all the fantastic content, Diego, that we have on Barca TV Plus.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, original content produced right here in Barca Studios, such as, we mentioned two names before, Pedri and Trincao. One of the original series, Origins, will soon be debuting and launching as well on Barca TV Plus. But now let's head back over to the Estadio Johan Cruyff, because we're going to connect with Mark Brau, who's had a chat with the assistant coach for Football Club Barcelona, Alfred Schreuder.
Hi Diego, how are you? Live from Johan Cruyff Stadium. It's a pleasure to say hello to you and to Bruno. Yeah, it's a very different situation here in this stadium. We like to have fans in the stands, but this is the football that we have today. So we like to have fans here to see this game, but we have to talk about football. We have to talk about what the second coach told us. It will be a very important game for Barca. Schreuder told us that Barca wants to be a very pressure team. And Ronald Koeman said yesterday that there will be two different teams in this game. 45 minutes for 11 players, and in the second half, 45 minutes for another players. We have to say that it's a very strange situation. Diego, Bruno, I'm glad to be with you in this match center special. And I want also to ask a question to you. You know that usually in the match center with Georgina, we talk about a stat, and would you know what is the stat for this game?
Let's go, Mark. I don't know, no idea.
Usually in the match center we talk about the stats. The stat for tonight's game, that's a question. It's that, do you know how many teams have played here? How many Barca teams have played here in this stadium? You know that this stadium was a year ago when we had the first game. So do you know how many Barca teams played here?
So of all categories, I imagine.
2 or 3, no? Femení, Barça B.
Right. I would imagine 4, 3 or 4.
You're right. 4. Barca, first team, will be the 4th team to play a game here in Johan Cruyff Stadium. You know that the first team who played here was under-19 Barca, who played the game against Ajax under-19 team. It was a defeat, so we don't remember the result for that game. But Barca under-19, remember that UEFA Youth League games used to be played in that stadium. The second team was Barca B, and you know what was the opponent in that game? Was Nàstic de Tarragona, the same as the first team has today. So it was Barca B Nàstic, yeah, and the third team was the women team. We like to watch the games also here in Barca TV Plus. You know that we have a lot of good series about the women team. So Barca first team, men team, will be the 4th Barca team to play here in Johan Cruyff Stadium.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much, Mark Brau there. We're going to be connecting with you a little bit later again as well. And interesting to know there's a little bit of history there between Barça and Nàstic. You and I, we talked about it downstairs as well in the newsroom that they're, what was it, in the 2007 season?
6 and 7,
6 and 7 season.
Actually, Barcelona was fighting for the league.
Yeah.
And they won against Nàstic de Tarragona 5-1. So they done the homework, but also Real Madrid won against Mallorca with a Reyes late goal.
Yeah.
And in the end, Madrid won the league, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, exactly. Well, those memories are all in the past. We're, of course, hoping that for this new season, the 2020-21 season, Barca will, of course, be competing and winning this league. Bruno, let's talk a little bit more about this Barca side, because in the first opening 45 minutes, we perhaps didn't see so many of the canteranos players of the Barca youth team. I'm expecting that they will come out in the second half then.
Yeah, of course, no doubt. There are a couple of interesting names there. Conrad de la Fuente and Ilias Moriba, 2 under-19 players. They actually were important part of Barca B playoff. Conrad scored a vital goal in the opening game in the long playoff they played in July, and they have showed the talent. They will be, of course, Barca B players this year, and I think that we will have the possibility to see let's see if today they have some minutes, and also during the season, let's see if they can make the debut in an official game, because these two players, I think Koeman has believed in them, and they are the players that are showing the most talent in La Masia. And also Arnau Tenas, today is the third goalkeeper, a really young goalkeeper, and he also will be an important part of Barça B. So it's good to have Barça B players also with the team in this pre-season.
Traditionally, or looking at his track record, is Ronald Koeman the type of coach that likes to give the opportunity to these young players?
Yes. If we check in the past in Valencia, in Southampton, he doesn't have any problem to believe in the youngsters if they do it well. So yeah.
Okay, well, I think the match is ready to take place. So let's head over to our commentator, Duncan Bishop. Duncan, take it away.
On the day in which the La Liga season officially gets underway, Football Club Barcelona begin their pre-season at the Estadi Johan Cruyff. A disjointed summer schedule and Champions League participation have meant a later return to action for the Blaugrana, who take on Nastic de Tarragona in a pre-season friendly this evening. It's the first chance to see the squad in action ahead of what is sure to be an intriguing season, and also a first glimpse of Ronald Koeman's ideas for the side he took over as coach this summer. The Dutchman has indicated that he will field two teams today, one in either half of the contest. Opponents Nastic, who compete in Segunda B this season, are also experiencing a delayed start to their campaign, and they will try to earn bragging rights against their regional rivals. It's a day for preparation, a day to see the stars on display, and a day in which we will see what Ronald Koeman's ideas will be for this coming season. It's Barcelona against Nastic in pre-season competition. Well, we will get those starting lineups up on your screen in just a moment. We've seen some of the players already on your screens. Antoine Griezmann and Ousmane Dembélé amongst them. The two Frenchmen featuring in the first 11 today. Likewise, Sergio Busquets. It is very much a first choice Barca 11. We'll see likely plenty of changes for the second half. First 45 minutes on the way. I'm Duncan Bishop. I'll be joined by Diego and Bruno throughout the game. They will be providing some comments on the action ahead. It will be fascinating to see what happens in this opening 45 minutes. We are underway. We'll run through the Nastic lineup in just a second, but just to note, Barca playing in that new strip today. A very fetching Senyera the day after the Catalan National Day. Here's the first touch of the ball at the back for Neto. The starting goalkeeper today in the absence of Marc-Andre ter Stegen. His first touch, a hoof upfield. It is Barca playing from right to left in the first half, Nastic from left to right. Immediately a ball launched over to the left. Offside flag will be raised. We'll go through that Barca starting lineup. Jordi Alba playing at the back is Lenglet and Gerard Piqué with the other two centre-backs. Sergio Roberto, one of four Barca captains, is playing now on the right of the defence. Ball in the midfield. Carlos Aleñá back from his loan spell at Betis. The action moving fast with Leo Messi. His first touch of the game is to roll it over to Dembélé. Gets trapped under his foot and he robs it off Alba. Options available now for Dembélé. Little jink there, plays it to Alba. We've seen this time and a time again. A cross in, but the offside flag already up. And Ronald Koeman fielding a strong starting lineup today. In theory, Antoine Griezmann is going to be the point of reference in the middle, starting centre forward. He was the intended target for this ball into the 6-yard box. Just a step off, though, with his run. Barca's first game since their Champions League defeat at the hands of Bayern Munich. They've had around about a month off since then. They have a delayed start to the La Liga campaign, of course. This game coming up on the 27th of this month. Game against Villarreal at home at the Camp Nou. A game against Elche postponed to a later date. They may play them in the Gamper as they have tried to put together a pre-season schedule just to get the players fit and ready after a few weeks pre-season training. few absentees from this Barca side. A couple through injury, a couple through tactical decisions from Ronald Koeman. He's left out Luis Suarez. No Arturo Vidal, no Wage either. And it's Gerard Piqué once again trotting out with the ball. Nasty starting lineup today is Wilfred, Albarrán, Bonilla, Rueda, Tries, Rebeyes, Tienza, Gerard Oliva, Bruguet, Oriol and Amang. This one slipped almost past Jordi Alba, but the pacey fullback able to get it to Neto in between the sticks. While looking at that nasty lineup, there are still plenty of players with first-team experience, in particular the likes of Tienza, come back to Spain on loan from Panathinaikos. He's played with the likes of Osasuna and Valladolid in the top tier. They're back now with Joan Oriol. First meeting between these two sides in over 10 years. In their last official encounter, it was the sole season for Nastic in the top flight. They have played the Barca B team, who have several representatives in the squad today. A 1-1 draw here at the Estadio Johan Cruyff. Played over to the left-hand side. Jordi Alba onside here. He cuts it back. Barca, as expected, dominating the possession in the first 5 minutes. Here's Lenglet. To the centre, nicely left. Dembele's lining up a shot, tries to turn it in, and that's Barca's first goal of the pre-season. It's Ousmane Dembele who scuffs it across the line. The first goal of the Ronald Koeman era. First goal back for Ousmane Dembele.
Well, very important to see Dembele. Hello, Duncan, and fantastic to see him scoring the opening goal. He needs this confidence after so many time out injured. And yeah, after this move, Barcelona had also a good chance a few minutes ago. And I think it's really interesting to see Dembele scoring this opening goal.
It's a great goal for him. Like you said, he needs all the confidence that he can get right now in the preseason before the season starts. Beautiful little run by Sergio Roberto as well out there on the flank to spot. I think his original target was Griezmann, but he let the ball pass to Dembele.
A couple of opportunities so far for Barcelona. As expected, they dominate possession. And they've been looking for those crosses in so far. Ball's back with Neto now. We've seen a few touches for him. Always nice to get the goalkeeper involved early doors. Albarrán. On ball over, easy pickings for Lenglet. Here's Alenia, flicks it out to the right-hand side. What can Sergio Roberto do from here? Squaring up to Bonilla, plays it to Messi, who collects from deep. Alba back to Alenia. Barca moving that ball around from flank to flank. Sergio Roberto turns, just has it pickpocketed away from him. Nasty players called for a foul. That was a shove on Messi that goes unpunished. Well, now we will have a free kick. And it's Leo Messi territory. Well, Bonilla will at least be happy that he's got a touch on Messi so far. That free kick taken quickly. Lenglet. Dembele drops deep as well. It does appear that we are seeing Griezmann playing in that centre-forward role. Sometimes he likes to come in from the left-hand side, but being given an extended run as a centre-forward would be a great boost for him. Wearing the number 7 shirt, of course, after moving on from the number 17. That shirt made available for him. Here's Jordi Alba trying to tuck it back to Griezmann. Felled inside the box, no penalty. I'm sure we'll see another look at the run from Jordi Alba and the subsequent tackle.
Good combination, and Jordi Alba, always the danger coming from this left part of the pitch. Well, I don't know, yeah, it's not going to be a penalty, but seeing the replay, there's some contact there. And well, another interesting thing now we're seeing Ronald Koeman is about the system. We discussed it in the preview, and no surprises, eh? They are playing with a double pivot with Sergio and Aleñá, then Leo Messi, and up front with Pedri on the left, Dembélé and Griezmann. So yeah, interesting to see this new system for Barca.
Absolutely, and we're seeing Dembélé as well, associating himself well with his teammates. That lovely little give and go between Jordi Alba and him. That's certainly good to see.
Well, we're coming up to the 10-minute mark here. Barca still leading the way. A single goal that we've just seen scored by Ousmane Dembélé. They are not letting Nastic into this one. Dembélé. Well, Sergio Roberto switched over to the left-hand side. This is something we haven't seen too often. A little return over to the right, but just coming over to provide an overload to try and help out Jordi Alba, who's back up and running after that foul that was not given in his favour inside the box. Here's Dembélé. Busquets. Well, Messi back up to his feet. It's been a busy month or so for Leo Messi, but he has been very dedicated indeed in the last week training. First to arrive, last to leave, the typical dedication and hard work in training from Leo Messi. Knows that it's a big season ahead. Wants to have Barca competing on all fronts. Jordi Alba, he plays to Clement Lenglet. Well, we'll see if there's any variation in the players bringing the ball out from the back today. Of course, Gerard Piqué, long established in that role. Can play to Busquets as well to take it across the halfway line. To Messi. Messi to Dembélé. Dembélé will try and square up to the two defenders. Attempted that pass, it's fallen kindly for the Frenchman. Back out for Busquets, he doesn't like a shot from there. Aleñá. Barca laying siege to the opposition area. Messi. Finds Dembélé. It's fluid movement so far from Barca. Chipped over the top by Busquets. It was an ambitious one, trying to find Antoine Griezmann, and it nearly came off.
And all the players know that they will just play 45 minutes. So, of course, the intensity and all they have to demonstrate for Koeman, they don't have much time. They know they have 45 minutes. And it's also interesting for them to see, that they are fighting every single ball, because they know, that now they have 34 minutes remaining.
They want to make the most of the time that they're out there on the pitch, and you can tell.
Well, it's floated over to the left-hand side. Now played into the box. This could be an opportunity for Nastic. Does go out of play for a corner. Well, you commented, Bruno, about the intensity Barca will put in this game. It looked at the start as if it was going to be Nastic playing the high press throughout, but so far Barca have settled in well.
Yeah, and we don't have to forget, of course, that for Nastic this is a massive challenge. I mean, Nastic are a team from Segunda B, it will be like the third division, and they will play against Barca B in their group. So, of course, for them today, it's a fantastic challenge, a fantastic opportunity, but really difficult.
Well, here comes the corner, an out swinger that comes out to Jordi Alba. He nudges that on with the header, and this could be the fast break that Barca are looking for. It's a blatant pullback there on the runner upfield. It was Pedri, the youngster, who was dragged back. It has to be a yellow card. Well, what we want is to see Pedri on the counter-attack. He's so good at these types of moves.
And so fast.
Well, he's so pacey. We saw this with Las Palmas last year. Around about this time last year, he was just breaking through at his boyhood club. But, well, still a boy at just 17 years of age. Pedri is absolutely fantastic talent. Was signed almost immediately by Barca after impressing for Las Palmas. They loaned him back and allowed him to stay until the remainder of the season, picking up plenty of experience in the second tier. But he is a quality player, one to watch out for in the future. We'll see exactly where he plays, how much he gets in terms of first team minutes. But Pedri on the break, so good at setting things up for his teammates, so intelligent, has a great passing range as well. And he shows for the ball here, he won't get the pass. Rolled across to Jordi Alba on the left. Dembélé. Alenia is showing for it. Alenia makes a run, but Dembélé has the defender on him, draws the foul from Fausto Tienza. Still a couple of hours left of daylight here at on the outskirts of Barcelona. Well, this could be an opportunity, and the ball is struck towards goal. Wilfred has to make the save. Barca moving the ball about quickly. So Sergio Roberto over on the right. He tries for a quick link up with Messi.
Oh.
Just some of those little touches we've seen from Messi, who appears to be starting a little bit deeper than we've seen him customarily. I don't know if that's something that you think might be what we see for the La Liga season when it gets started. Like Messi maybe taking on a different role to allow Griezmann to shine.
I think so. I mean, personally, Duncan, I think that that is the intention of Koeman, to maybe have Messi drop back a little bit deeper and allow really Antoine Griezmann to have more space to also make those key runs into the box and make himself available for the open passes.
Well, we've seen Leo Messi in recent years add so much to his repertoire, of course, the free kicks that he's improved on greatly to become perhaps the best free kick taker in the world now. And a few seasons ago, he decided to add that Xavi-esque pass from slightly deep, a scooped ball diagonal into the box. It's something that a player like Griezmann with that striking instinct can feed off. We'll see if they work on that in this run of pre-season games. 3 coming up in the next 8 days. All, of course, available here, live on Barca TV+. First corner of the game for Barca. Taken by Messi. There was a tangle in the box, and it's a penalty for Barca. Gerard Piqué, the man down. Barca with the opportunity to make it 2-0.
Well, let's see now, of course, Messi will be the man taking this penalty in theory. Let's see if in a friendly things change, but no, I'll assume that the captain will take the responsibility. Let's see here the replay. Yeah, no VAR, that normally these kind of penalties are reviewed in the VAR, but it's really clear.
Pullback.
Yeah, it's really clear.
No doubt about that.
Well, Piqué was clever there. He's looking to shield the ball. It's going to be Antoine Griezmann taking the spot kick. He has taken a couple for Barca. Normally when Messi is off the field of play, but decides that he will step up for this one. Well, Griezmann, where will he put it? Well, straight into the net is the answer. Griezmann sends the goalkeeper the wrong way, tucks it in to the bottom left, and just past the quarter-hour mark, Griezmann makes it 2-0 to Barca. Cool, calm, and collected from the penalty spot. Antoine Griezmann opens his pre-season account.
Well, Bruno, so far, Barca taking care of business. It is, of course, just a pre-season friendly, but we're seeing Barca that is with the intention to play the ball, play offensive football, and really set their mark in their what is their first official friendly match of the 2021 season.
Yeah, I mean, of course, it's a big difference between the two sides. There's no doubt about this. Also, Barcelona playing at home. But I mean, yeah, I like the intensity and that. Well, they have scored 2 goals, and I don't think they will stop. They want to show to Ronald Koeman there's a lot of competitivity in the team, lots of players, and let's see, because I think that the feelings of these first minutes are really good.
Here's perhaps an opportunity for Nastic. It's crossed in, dealt with well by Clement Lenglet. It's come back to Amang. There's the shot which flashes across the face of goal. No problem for Neto. He just took a worried glance across. But it is out of play. Barca have a goal kick. It's a right-footed drive. And Neto just looking towards his top left corner. There's Griezmann's penalty. Well, things that have been worked on in pre-season training, penalty kicks and corners, obviously something that you can work on in controlled circumstances. And so far, from a corner they've won the penalty, and from the penalty they've made it 2-0.
Good detail of Leo Messi, of course, that he led the penalty to Antoine Griezmann.
We have seen it at times from Messi. He will hand off a penalty to a teammate who's maybe struggling for confidence. Not that perhaps is the case with Antoine Griezmann. Just hand it off to a player who maybe needs a boost. We saw it with Ibrahimovic 10, 11 years ago. We've seen it with Neymar as well during his time at Barca. And Messi, part of his responsibility as the team captain, just to get everybody feeling good about things.
And I like to see all Barcelona players everywhere. It's really difficult to know where they're gonna be, and I think this is a positive thing when you have to play against your opponents, that they don't know exactly. We're seeing Aleñá on the right, then Aleñá on the left, Dembélé and Pedri, lots of changes. Messi also in midfield, then on the right. I think this is really good to see this kind of changes.
Well, how close this will be to the first starting lineup of the season in official action, we do not know, but it is certainly, if things are going to change on 45 minutes, more close to what we will see in game 1 and in the second half. So this is a time to shine for these players, a time to get some of the mechanisms working as well. They have had a few weeks of pre-season training to get on the same wavelength again. That's the first foul given against Barca. It was Amang who goes down under the challenge of Sergio Busquets.
And I want to answer your question, Duncan. I think it's not going to be really different. I mean, Neto, Roberto, Piqué, Lenglet and Alba, these 5 players, probably for sure they can play. They only doubt probably Roberto or Semedo. Then Busquets, Messi, Griezmann, even Dembélé. So, I mean...
De Jong will most likely.
Yeah, exactly. Probably De Jong instead Aleñá, Pjanic instead Pedri. But, I mean...
Or maybe Busquets.
Yeah, who knows, of course. There's still time, but half of this squad will play, no doubt, I think, in the debut against Villarreal on the end of September.
And what a debut that will be.
Yeah.
Against the rejuvenated Villarreal side.
Well, those games always close encounters, always competitive against a side who've really had a good transfer window as well. They've spent big, they've got some crafty deals as well. And they will be up against a Barca side who will want to make an impact. They'll be almost playing catch-up, having seen maybe not their expected rivals, but other teams who will have played a couple of games and some of them will be on 6 points. So Barca will be trailing that, having not played to start with. And they will be looking for a strong beginning to the campaign. That's a wild effort wide by Bruguet. Does catch a Barca defender to go out. And it will be a throw-in from near the corner flag. Well, having some of the more established first-team players alongside the newcomers and the players from the youth ranks is very important at times. It's something that maybe we don't see in the Copa del Rey and in pre-season when it's a case where we see plenty of an almost changed lineup. And it's hard to get acquainted to the Barca first team if maybe Messi isn't playing alongside you, if Gerard Piqué, for example, isn't in the defence with you. These pre-season friendlies might be an opportunity to get some of the new players acquainted with their teammates as well as acquainted with playing for Barca. Here's Busquets. Lenglet. That's a fortuitous bounce for him. He makes the most of it to play the nutmeg. Aleñá. Well, Real Betis fans weren't happy to see Aleñá departing at the end of the campaign. He was a real creative force for them in the midfield in the last term. Just like some Barca fans weren't too happy to see him go late on, out on loan to Betis. He does have plenty of fans and he'll be trying to make a big impact this season.
Yeah, Duncan, I mean, I think we touched upon it earlier as well. Players that will be on a mission to use their minutes and to really impress Ronald Koeman as much as possible. Perhaps nobody more than Carles Aleñá, who, as you rightly said, Duncan, came from La Masia as a homegrown player. He's got a lot of local fans and will be licking his chops to get the opportunity to continue to stay at the club, of course.
But here's a clean slate. With the arrival of Ronald Koeman, anybody who impresses will have a chance of featuring prominently in the first team squad. And for some of these players, it's going to be great for them to have a new coach in, a chance to impress once again, a time to start afresh. And they have at least 3 games in pre-season in which to show what they can do. Here's Sergio Roberto at the back. Busquets plays the simple pass to Leo Messi, who gets across the halfway line.
Dropping very deep there, Leo.
Special game also for Jordi Alba today. Nasty was his first professional team. So, yeah, playing against his former club.
Well, nearly won that penalty early doors. No foul given on that occasion, but Barca do lead the way. We're around about halfway through the first half. Opening goal scored by Ousmane Dembélé, second scored by Antoine Griezmann from the penalty spot. He's played to Messi. Messi yet to have that opportunity to really run it to defence. He's laid that off to Dembélé, who's caught offside.
It's quite exciting to see these combinations between Pedri and Messi.
Well, are you expecting, you talked about before how we're seeing a Barca side that is very quick to change, or the players rather are quick to interchange their positions. Are you expecting Pedri and Dembélé to exchange their positions a little more, knowing how lethal Dembélé is with both feet?
Yeah, and even Messi with Pedri, because Messi sometimes can play behind the strikers, and also Pedri. So I think it's really positive to see lots of players that can play in lots of positions of the pitch.
Here's Clement Lenglet, who flings that over to the right-hand side.
We're seeing that a lot as well, isn't it? Switching from left to the right, left and right from left.
Well, Barca perhaps looking to pack the flanks, or at least to keep Nasty guessing in that regard, to leave some space in the middle for the likes of Messi. There's some space if Aleñá didn't fancy the shot. Messi's waiting in the middle here. It's the furthest forward he's been in the first 25 minutes. Pedri tries to find him. Well, we're yet to see that combination between Pedri and Messi. But 2 really exciting players, and maybe 2 of the best dribblers in this starting 11. Those who haven't seen Pedri in action yet are in for a treat. When he's got the ball at his feet, when he can turn and face, he is great at getting past people, really pacey, really tricky as well. Here's Dembélé. Plays to Jordi Alba. Early pass inside from Alba to Antoine Griezmann. Here's Messi. He's come back to Griezmann. Just about intercepted by Bruguet to get it back to his goalkeeper, Wilfred.
That was a shame. Good advantage given by the referee. Unfortunately, Barca couldn't get a shot on.
Well, now we're seeing Leo Messi get a little bit involved.
And angry.
Well, it's the second time that Ribeyes has pulled him back, of course. He gave away that free kick a little closer to goal around about 15 minutes ago. Well, he knows that Leo Messi is only going to be playing 45 minutes today, maybe trying to take his shirt early on to try and swap it.
I don't know if he's doing a good job at that. I'm not sure if Messi's going to give him his shirt.
Well, he's maybe trying to take it by force. Here is Messi, and immediately the challenge comes in. There's always that respect for Leo Messi's ability on the ball. Taken away here by Rueda. Another player with experience in the second tier of Spanish football.
That's the reality of the Segunda B, the category that Nastic is used to play, and that's why also all the youngsters like Ricky Puig and all these players that come from Segunda B, that's the real football they call it, where this kind of fouls, stopping the game, and of course Messi is not used to this kind of games now, but Nastic players are used to this.
Yeah.
Played inside to Griezmann, he taps it off well. We have seen at times against more lowly sides, it's sometimes a little bit more difficult to break them down. We saw it in Barca's game against Ibiza in the Copa del Rey early on before Antoine Griezmann, of course, took over in the second half, and in the end it was a comfortable victory for Barca when they travelled to the Balearics. Haven't got the factor of a different kind of pitch, of course, but sometimes it is a different style of football that just maybe takes a beat to get used to. This, of course, fantastic stadium, the Estadio Johan Cruyff, was opened last year with a Barca under-19s game against Ajax under-19s, but great pitch, well kept as well, which sometimes isn't the case for pitches in the Segunda B. It can be the differentiating quality. And it's a great ground for Barca to play their pre-season encounters. Lifted long by Wilfred. Well, still almost 80% possession for Barca, but this is a nasty attack. Had a couple of shots without testing Neto. Going to the edge of the D, left-footed drive, and nasty pull a goal back. A curling effort that leaves Neto planted. It's Bonilla.
Fantastic move of Nastic Tarragona, good transition in the counter-attack, and a brilliant way to finish. Nothing to do there for Neto, unfortunately, but well, really good move and a good goal from Nastic de Tarragona.
Well, it was Brugué who'd cut inside, then decided to play the pass when there was the traffic. Busquets doesn't go to him. Was just waiting to see if another pass was going to be played, then puts his body in the way. It's unfortunate for Neto because he has Piqué as well blocking his vision, and it just goes between Busquets and Piqué to curl in.
Ronald Koeman didn't look too pleased there. I don't know if he wanted maybe
to keep a clean sheet.
Sergio Busquets to maybe close him down a little bit sooner.
Yeah, but as Duncan was saying, it was really difficult for Neto. I mean, the shot was really good, but yeah, he had Piqué there. So, well, now the only thing for Barca is to react and score another goal, of course, to try to get a better advantage.
Well, it's Clement Lenglet. Two Barca centre-back today, Lenglet and Piqué. Became the established choices last season for Barca. Here's a Barca throw. It's come to Sergio Busquets. Well, nobody goes for him when he's in that position, but when Leo Messi drops that deep, the Nastic players appear to have been instructed to move towards him. Here's Dembélé. Tricky run from him. Tries to line up a pass inside. Gets it to Messi. And Messi's path is blocked once more. Alenia gets it to Jordi Alba. Jordi Alba has some options inside. Plays the short ball to Messi. Barca just calm things down. Sometimes it's what's required just to slow things down, reset, try and draw the defence back out. Another one of those cross-field balls. Well, a long pass to the flank is always going to be quicker and more direct than maybe the slow build-up that we saw under Néstor Valverde and Quique Setién. That could be what keeps opponents guessing. Here's Messi. Dembélé. Again, Messi not allowed to turn and shoot. Two defenders on him once more. Slips the pass through to Dembélé, who finds a delightful idea, flicking that towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Doesn't quite come off for him.
Are we going to count that as an attempt on goal, or?
But it has to be an attempted pass from Dembélé.
Attempted pass.
Yeah, I think he was trying to cross the ball. No,
Well, we see just out of shot was the run from Pedri.
yeah, Dembélé, I think we can all agree that he needs more rhythm, because he seems to be a bit. He needs more games, I think, because the talent is there, but it's still too early for him, I think, and it's gonna be good this preseason for him to try to get good rhythm and get confidence.
Well, fingers crossed there are no more setbacks for Ousmane Dembélé, who's had his time at Barca blighted by injuries. It's so difficult to come into a side, especially like Barca, who have everything so worked out, so set, and have such an established way of playing. It's difficult if you're only playing one game in 5, one game in 4.
Absolutely.
Well, this was the run through from Brugge. We've just seen a couple of fouls from Barca just past the 20-minute mark.
And first game ever for first team of FC Barcelona played here in this new Johan Cruyff Stadium, and I think it looks great to see Barcelona players here with Ronald Koeman in the bench and with a legend like Johan Cruyff with the name of this stadium.
Yeah, no, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, it's a beautiful looking stadium as well, and a great location. And I mean, Barca's looking very comfortable playing in their new home ground.
Yeah, the dimensions are the same like the Camp Nou, so
yeah.
Actually the only thing that changes, well, only is that here there's just 7,000 seats, and in the Camp Nou almost 100,000 seats.
That changes things.
Well, it is just a different route out onto the pitch. They do, of course, train very close to this stadium. So no chance of any players getting lost on the way here. Driving, of course. Players have been back in training for a few weeks. We've seen that interrupted for some by the international break. But from here on in, it's a straight run through to the start of the La Liga season for everybody. There will be no players going off for international duty from now on. Dembélé decides to leave that to go out. Well, he's trying desperately to hook it inside. Couldn't quite get on the end of it.
Leo Messi was very quick there to spot Ousmane Dembélé in an open position. Might have even caught the young Frenchman off guard with that pass.
Well, we've seen 2 free kicks from shooting range for Leo Messi. On both occasions, he's tried to play the quick pass. It's gone out for a goal kick, so Wilfred will launch this one long. Nassi trying to make something happen there. Possession stat has been far inferior, but Barca with 78% or so of the ball. It was always to be expected. Nastic have found a way to get back into the game, though. Putting a goal back, courtesy of that strike on the half hour by Bonilla. Busquets with the pass. Lenglen, and that's a very late challenge and a very clumsy one at that.
Aleñá, another player that knows what it means to play in the Segunda B. He was one of the key players when last time Barça B get promoted to La Segunda in a game against Racing de Santander. And I think a great game by Aleñá. And for me, it was a surprise to see him in the starting 11. And well, good physically, making good passes. Let's see if Aleñá stays, because he also can be a good player for the squad.
Aleñá, of course, a versatile player as well, can play an attacking midfield, defensive midfield. He can also be pushed onto the flanks. He's so adaptable. And this ball has fallen to Messi. Tries to work his magic before he's closed down. Plenty of traffic inside the box as Nastic defend deep.
So deep. So many white shirts in that box. And still Messi nearly got through.
Well, it might even be counterproductive for Nastic, because they will not be playing against Leo Messi every weekend. This one comes across to Dembélé. And focused almost solely on preventing him from getting a shot off.
We don't have to forget that Leo Messi started training these weeks, of course. Same, Messi needs more training sessions, more rhythm, and fortunately for Barca, they still have a couple more of weeks before the first big game of the season.
Well, Messi, of course, never out of shape, but of course, not training with the team for a couple of weeks just means just that one step off his normal pace, but he never seems to take too long to find his form. Messi, of course, he missed some of the opening games last season. Didn't take long to catch up and become top goal scorer. Was, of course, the top goal scorer and assist provider in La Liga last term. Foul was committed on Sergio Roberto. He trots his way upfield. As Barca again bring the ball out, it looks as if Clement Lenglet has been entrusted with doing that. Does tend to play that early pass to Busquets, though. Here's a run at the defence. It's been squared. Pedri tries to poke it through. Dembélé. Busquets. Well-weighted pass. Griezmann's waiting in the middle. A slight mix-up there as Leo Messi was trying to get back onside. It all gets a bit chaotic. It looked like a handball with Wilfried sliding outside his area to collect it. The referee deciding it's only a friendly. Into the middle for Bruguet.
Look how Busquets went for this challenge. Now the ref whistled the foul, but Busquets was there fighting, and that's great to see this attitude from the players in this friendly.
Busquets, another one of those 4 captains that have been officially named this week. Leo Messi, Gerard Piqué, Sergio Busquets and Sergio Roberto, 4 of the more senior members of this Barca squad. Busquets and Messi and Piqué into double figures for seasons with the club. Not too far off Sergio Roberto with 8, of course. Came up through the youth system like the other 3. This one nodded across, and it's poked over the top. Well, slightly chaotic at the back, but Barca get away with it.
I mean, you can tell right now it's a pre-season game, right, Bruno and Duncan? Some confusion, maybe a little bit of misunderstanding between the players, not just offensively, but also defensively at this moment.
I absolutely agree. I think all the players, I mean, lots of players are playing for the first time each other, and this, of course, it's important, and they still have to know each other, and yeah, this connection in the pitch.
Barca have a player down. It's Ousmane Dembélé who swiftly gets back up to his feet. We have just 5 more minutes to go in the first half. The minutes flying by in this pre-season friendly. And it seems like it's going to be the final 5 minutes for all of the players who are out on the pitch, at least for today. The same strategy likely to be employed in the friendly on Wednesday night and on Sunday. Nasty just trying to get back into the contest in the latter stages of the first half. We'll see what kind of changes they make. They are unlikely to switch out their entire starting 11. Amang is showing for the ball here. Gets it at his feet. Crossfield pass, pulled down by Bruguet. Is that one in? It's not quite taken by the nasty attacking line. Busquets with the quick release out. Barca on the transition here. Messi on the ball. Doesn't break into a sprint quite yet. Plays the measured pass to Aleñá. Is Dembélé. He's inside, slightly too heavy for Aleñá, who couldn't strike it first time.
Well, Aleñá so far has been everywhere.
everywhere, yeah, and he's really important for all the transitions and switching the ball from one side to the other one. Yeah, key player in this first half, Carles Araña.
Just getting a little bit more daring as well, as that shot from Messi, his first of the game that he's been allowed to get off, flies over the top. Just seeing Aleñá pushing a little further forward in this final stage of the first half. Effort from Messi with a little bit too much mustard on it. Won by Wilfred. Barca again strolling across the halfway line. They're chasing that third goal, but not with too much urgency. It's on the right, Griezmann's waiting in the middle. Messi prevented from taking the shot. Quick inside from Jordi Alba. Nicely left there by Dembélé, who gets into a position in the centre. Messi showing for this. Here comes the ball over for Messi. Looking for it, but also looking for it was the number 5, Triez, who is able to get his head to the ball. Well, that was just that burst of speed we saw from Leo Messi, his first real sprint of the game. So very nearly found his way onto the end of that pass. Corner kick for the Nastic defence to deal with.
So Griezmann hurt himself there.
This one comes in from Aleñá. And we shall see how Griezmann makes his way off the pitch at the half-time whistle. He was pointing to where he wanted the ball there. Pedri wasn't quite obliging. Inside to Aleñá. It's on the right, Pedri calls for it. Pedri has that played behind him by Griezmann. He just made his run too early. And this is what pre-season is for, understanding what kind of runs your teammates are going to make, getting that attacking link-up well-oiled. Nasty will try and make their way upfield for one final attack of the first half, and if this is going to be a changed lineup for the second 45 minutes, it's been fairly positive so far for Ronald Koeman's side. Over to the left, pulled down. Dembélé back defending, hassling and haranguing Omang. It's been played to Omang, he tries to centre it, and Neto is able to push that away. Half-time here at the Estadio Johan Cruyff. It's Barca 2, Nastic 1. Goals for Barca scored early doors by Ousmane Dembélé and Antoine Griezmann from the penalty spot. Second half on its way with likely an all-changed first 11. Chance for them. Neto up to the task. Ronald Koeman will head down with his team to the dressing room for the half-time team talk. And we will be back as well for the second half of this pre-season friendly.
Between Barca and Nastic. 2-1 so far for the home side, 2 goals for Barca coming from Griezmann and Dembélé, the one for Nastic coming from Bonilla. But what are your impressions so far this first half?
Well, I think we have seen some interesting things. All the movements between the players of Barca, they have been switching positions. Also, of course, they still need more time to know each other because it's the first time for all this team playing together with a new manager. But I think the intensity has been high, and that's important for a preseason game. And of course, they are playing against a team from a lower division. But the attitude and I think the intensity has been the good one. And of course, now it's going to be a really different second half because Koeman said in the preview that he will change all the squad. So, I mean, we will see 11 new players in theory. But I think we have seen good skills from Aleñá, good skills from Pedri, interesting things also from Dembélé, Griezmann scoring the penalty, good detail for Leo Messi because he's used to take the penalties, but he decided and leave him Griezmann to, well, for first time wearing the number 7, scoring a goal. So I think this was the lineup.
We're seeing the lineup here, the starting 11. You talked about the intensity being there. Obviously, you could tell it is the preseason game. A little bit of miscommunication between the players at times. Looking at the starting 11 from the first half, Bruno, who was your, let's say, man of the half?
I would say Aleñá, honestly. I think this double pivot was the big surprise probably for everyone because Koeman was working on it. And Aleñá, for me, was a big surprise to see him in the starting lineup. We still don't know his role, but it seems that Koeman believes in him if we just saw him in this lineup, and he has been an important man.
Bruno, I think we're going to see the highlights of the first half, so let's take a look at the highlights. Started out well for Barca. Again, that word intensity, a word that I think all culés really want to see from this team. Koeman has said that he trains the way he plays the games, or he plays the games the way he trains, and we know that he is a manager that believes in that intensity. The first half, again, started out well for Barca. We're seeing Dembélé here on the left side, associating fairly well, I would say, with Jordi Alba, and the first chance coming pretty early for Barca. Right there, Griezmann just inches short.
Exactly, this was the first chance, and a couple of minutes later was going to come the first goal of Dembélé. Of course, always this left side of the pitch. It's important for Barca with a man like Jordi Alba who likes to attack and be at the top part of the pitch. And here is actually the first goal. With this cross, the ball is there around the box, and Dembélé is there to score the goal because it's not a beautiful goal or a masterpiece, but you have to be there.
A little bit fortunate, perhaps. I think that's fair to admit. But like you said, you still have to put it in the back of the net. And it's also important for this youngster, isn't it, to gain that confidence that perhaps he has been missing in previous seasons.
No doubt. He needs this confidence. And today, he scored a goal, and that's important. But in other moments where sometimes he had the confidence to dribble, he was passing the ball back. So I think that Dembélé needs more games.
You want to see more? Yeah,
more games, more training sessions. Because I think that the talent, of course, is there, but he needs to show it, and he has to go for it, no doubt. Yeah.
Absolutely, and something we discussed in the first half as well. As we see the penalty now taking place, as Piqué got pulled down into the box. Something we talked about is the players really taking advantage of the minutes that they have out there on the pitch.
Yeah, no doubt. This penalty, Diego, I think we don't need the VAR.
Absolutely. And Antoine Griezmann got the opportunity to put this one in the back of the net, and did so very comfortably.
I like to see Griezmann taking the responsibility. Of course, it's a friendly, but I like him to see him taking this penalty. And with this new number 7, to say, I'm Antoine Griezmann, I want to be one of these leaders of this new Barca. And I think taking this penalty, scoring this goal, and with this new number 7, it can be a mental thing, an important psychological thing.
As we now see Nastic on the attack. Just going back to that penalty, as this was a near shot on goal, do you think that's a way of Messi saying, look, Griezmann, I know that you have an important role here on this team. This is my way of giving you that, say, the green light? Yeah,
this can be a message. I don't know if before the game they have talked about a possible penalty, who will take it. We have, of course, no ideas. But yeah, of course, Messi has, he's normally the player taking the penalties, but we have shown in the past how he has led some penalties to Luis Suarez and to other teammates. So, I mean, I think it's nothing strange to see other players taking penalties, and probably it's a good detail of Messi because he's the captain, he's the leader, and he was a friendly, and probably Griezmann wanted to score a goal with his new shirt.
And took this fantastic shot by Bonilla way outside of the box for Nastic to get one in. And nearly at the end of the first half, they got a second one. Or a little bit of perhaps miscommunication, some sloppy defending there on Barca's part.
Neto was a bit unlucky in the Nastic goal because he had Piqué in front of him, and it was really difficult for him to see the ball.
And look who's taking it out. I mean, it's Antoine Griezmann tracking all the way back to put that ball out of bounds.
Exactly, and here's a chance of Leo Messi in the final minutes of this first half. Messi also, I think we all agree that he still needs also more rhythm and more training sessions.
Of course.
He just started this Monday, so yeah, the preseason is just beginning. So yeah, I mean the league it's in the next corner, but we have to remember that the team has started to train a few weeks ago, and this is just starting. So we will see more big things, no doubt.
So the first half finished 2-1. Bruno, Koeman announced it. The second half we'll see a whole new bunch of players. All 11 players will be substituted. Do you think we can expect the same from Nastic?
Well, we will see. I think we are quite excited to see Trincao, no? For example, one of the new signings and an important player. Who else that can also Iñaki Peña? Let's see if also can have a chance now. Of course, with Ter Stegen out, he will be the second goalkeeper for this month, and he have to be prepared if something happens with Neto. That of course has experience. He came from Valencia last season for 30 million euros. So I mean, he's an important player. So also let's see if they change the goalkeeper, and let's see the youngsters also know that we want to see Conrad de la Fuente, Ilias Moriba, also Miranda, Jorge Cuenca, lots of players from La Masia that also they can have a chance, and I'm sure that Koeman will be doubting with some players. I'm not sure if I want him in the squad or not, and it can be a good test for them this second half.
Well, let's talk a little bit more about the first half, because you mentioned his name before, Ousmane Dembélé, the young Frenchman who's had quite a troubled start to his Barca career. I think that's fair to say. We liked what we saw, but you still want to see more from the Frenchman. What exactly is it that you want to see from him?
I mean, I think in some actions, in playing against Nastic de Tarragona, he needs to be a little bit more brave and to try to dribble, because he knows to do it. The big talent of Dembélé is that he can shoot with the left, with the right, and today when he was receiving the ball, he was doing the easy thing. When a kid comes normally in the camp for the first time, passing the ball.
Right.
And, except Ansu Fati. Except Ansu Fati, that he's another story. But yeah, I think that today probably Dembélé could have been trying more things. But I mean, of course, it's the first game, and I'm sure he wants to go step by step, also physically. We have to remember that one of the last injuries a couple of seasons ago in Getafe, it was a long sprint, and I'm sure he wants to go step by step. Probably with also the staff, they have to say, Ousmane, we're gonna go
take it step by step.
Exactly, because
slowly.
we don't want you to be out injured again. So I don't know if also psychologically for him, this is another battle.
That's the thing. I guess that's the thing. It's the psychological aspect of everything. We know that the talent is there. We know that his ambition is there, of course. But I think the psychological aspect, that's really something that the technical staff, Koeman and his assistants, will be taking into account and just saying, look, you're going to get plenty of chances to play this season, but take it slow, youngster.
He had plenty of chances today, Koeman, and he decided to Dembélé give him a start. And I think this is also a good message that I think Koeman also probably wants and believes in Dembélé, and that's also a way to show it, to be part of this first starting 11. And I think that he's young and he has a long future, and he has to be an important player, and that's why Barcelona bought him.
Bruno, on the topic of youngsters, perhaps somebody who's not so young anymore is Leo Messi, 33 years old now. He was, I mean, a hugely anticipated return for him of the team, of course, seeing how he would associate with his teammates, seeing his gestures and everything. I think he looked, as fresh as he possibly could be, considering that he has been training just, a few days with the team.
Yeah, I mean, we wasn't expecting to see Leo Messi in the starting lineup just because of this, because he started training a few days ago. But he has been there. Probably also Koeman asked him, how are you feeling physically?
Right.
Are you feeling great? You're the captain. So I probably assume that Koeman and Messi chat before this game. Do you want to start? Do you prefer to play some minutes in the second half? And probably Messi felt well and say, hey, I'm ready here. I'm the captain. I want to play. I want to win titles this season. And why not? Let's go and start playing.
Do you think that Messi, sorry Bruno to interrupt, do you think that Messi was sort of on a mission to get his teammates involved as much as as possible. We heard Duncan talk about him passing up the opportunity on free kicks to, aim the right at the goal and opt for the quick pass instead.
Of course, I mean, he's the captain, and I have no doubt that all the squad and all the players, all the new signings, when Leo Messi said that he was going to stay here, it was big news for them. And he has to lead, and he's a star. He has played in Barcelona for lots of years, and now new players are coming. So he has to be an important player for all this rest of the squad. He has to be the leader, and I have no doubt that Leo Messi will lead this team, and we will enjoy for another successful campaign for Leo Messi.
Now, going back to the topic of youngsters, Bruno, Pedri, we talked about how marvelous this occasion must be for him. A culé, ever since he was born, really. His grandfather founded the Peña. How do you think he performed in this first half?
I think we have seen great things about Pedri, and the same. I think the talent is there. He has been fighting also a lot in defense, and that's, I think, also really important for all Barca managers. Not just having good names and good players up front, also help defense. And I think we have to be really, really optimistic with Pedri, because he's just 17 years old, and he has showed in this first half all the talent in his legs. It's great to see these youngsters. Look there how he won for the challenge, and I have no doubt that he wants also to be an important player here. And he said it lots of times that he wants to stay in Barcelona.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to go on loan anymore. He played last year in Las Palmas. And he has played, I think, a good first half, and I think we will see great things from Pedri in this preseason and during the season. I don't have a doubt that Koeman will believe also in Pedri.
Yeah, I think as well that it's important for the youngsters to stay within the club. He's so excited. Oh, this impossibly to translate word, ilusión, excitement, I always say. I mean, you cannot get it more from a guy like Pedri. There's another man I wanted to ask you about, as we are slowly but surely seeing the second crop of players warm up for the second half, is Francisco Trincao. He's going to be playing with a lot of the youngsters. Is he almost, at this point, one of the more senior roles of this team? Do you think we can really kind of see Trincao in his element? And I mean, he is one of the older players. It's pretty crazy to say, but there's a lot of young players next to him at this point.
What we saw in Braga is that I think he's not going to be also scared to try things, and well, I think it's a great chance for him. And Semedo will be the captain in the second half,
right?
So also a Portuguese. So
yes.
I think the best thing is to go and enjoy this second half with Trincao, Semedo, Conrad de la Fuente also was there, Frankie de Jong, lots of players.
Well, we'll leave it over to Duncan Bishop to take us through this second half of this interesting match that is Barça against Nastic.
Well, as the sun begins to set here at the Estadio Johan Cruyff, we're about to see a changing of the guard of sorts, because in the second half it is going to be all change for this Barca squad. Ronald Koeman wants to run the rule over every player in his squad, and we're going to see some long-awaited first appearances of the pre-season for the likes of Trincao, for the likes of Frankie de Jong as well. It's set to be a different second half, but no less exciting for us. At the moment, though, Barcelona 2-1 up against Nastic. Perhaps the scoreline, the least important aspect of this game. But Barca playing with plenty of possession, playing with plenty of ideas as well. It's been a promising start to the contest. The second half coming up. This is how Barca will line up. Iñaki Peña in goal, Semedo, Araujo, Cuenca and Junior at the back. De Jong and Ricky Puig in the double pivot role. Welcome back Felipe Coutinho. He plays alongside Trincao and the youngster Conrad, with Braithwaite fielded up top. Braithwaite returned to training this week. Well, it is very much an all-new Barca 11. No player retained from the first half. It's unlikely to be the starting lineup for the first game against Villarreal, but there are some established first-team players in this 11 for the second period.
Yes, De Jong is one of these important players, no doubt. With Koeman, he's going to be one of the main protagonists. Let's see, Philippe Coutinho, coming after this year on loan in Bayern Munich, which role he will have in the team, but also it seems that Koeman wants him to be an important part of the squad. And Martin Braithwaite, number 9, reference that came in the winter transfer market. And also let's see if he will compete with Griezmann, Suarez if he stays in the number 9 position. And also, of course, Semedo will be the captain in the second half, experienced player in Barcelona. And Junior Firpo, the other left back, that will have to fight with Jordi Alba.
Well, we are underway in the second. In that yellow with orange stripes, the Señera strip, whilst Nasty, the opposition, the side from the Segunda B, are playing from right to left in this second period. They got a what may be a consolation goal against the run of play that's made things interesting in terms of the scoreline. What's interesting for Barca is all of these changes. Frankie de Jong, classy as ever on the ball, his first touch, just a shield and glide away from the opposition midfield.
Yeah, it's funny. We're going to see a Barca with perhaps more of a Portuguese accent in the second half, as opposed to a Barca with a French accent of the first half, where Dembélé and Griezmann really were the noteworthy players. And like I said, I'm very curious to see Francisco Trincao, how he will link up with Semedo, and of course Coutinho there as well in the middle of the pitch.
Here's the run down the right. It's checked back. For the killer ball, plays the pass to the left. Braithwaite waits in the centre. We haven't seen that many changes from Nastic. Rueda is one of those players who stays on the field of play. He was getting touch tight on Martin Braithwaite, who it appears is playing in that centre forward role. Underrated in terms of what he can do dropping deep, though, Martin Braithwaite. He can get involved in the link-up play. And Nelson Semedo taking on the captain's armband for the second half. We do have 4 Barca team captains for the regular season, but all of them taken off at half-time. Opportunity here for Barca. Great move to get the defenders away. And this one comes back out. It's tucked back inside. Braithwaite lines up a shot. It takes an acrobatic save from Wilfred. Agile to change direction to make the stop. Well, it's Gonzi, in fact, the goalkeeper who's been brought in for Nastic at half-time. Gets his left hand to the ball to deny Braithwaite an early goal.
Well, Martin Braithwaite, very quick to react there. Unfortunate not to put that one in the back of the net.
And he kept it low.